Curious about manifesting things into your life, or perhaps you are attempting to manifest things and they're not quite working? Well, let's go over some basics to make sure you're marking all the steps. Hi, I'm Christine Dostie. I'm the CEO and founder of Sacred Vitality, and I'm here today to help you manifest. What is manifesting? It is when we take ideas or inspirations from the ether, if you will, from the vital energy that just exists all around us, and we bring it into the physical, dense plane of reality, physicality. In between there, it's important to know that there's this place called the border, and that we're going to focus specifically on this border today because it can be the hindrance of manifestations, or when you learn to work with it, it can make your manifestations a lot smoother. So, all of manifesting is about taking these wonderful ideas that we have in our heads and trying to bring them into reality, whether it's a parking space, a new job, a new relationship, whatever it is that you're after. But everything must go through the border. And the border can stop a lot of people from manifesting. And the border is your ego, it's your fears, it's your comfort zone, whatever word you want to use. It is the bridge or the place, the in between these wonderful, fast moving, non-corporeal ideas into the dense, slow existence that is our physical reality. First of all, sometimes a lot of us try to change matter with matter. So even though these ideas are very much energy, we forget that we are energetic beings having a physical experience, and we try to use will and force to get things done on the physical plane. This is very slow. If you've ever tried to manifest anything, then you know what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of inertia and density when we go fast moving metaphysical and try to get into the physical. On top of that, our ego or monkey mind or whatever it is that gets inside your head, whatever word you want to use, it will tell you now's not a good time. You don't really need this. All these, you're not good enough. You're not worthy. All of these types of things, because it's programming is that you don't change. Even if it's not for your betterment, it's like stay the same. Safe is the same. Even though we know that's not true, that's the programming. So when we're going to manifest, the first thing we need to pay attention to is the border, the ego, the monkey mind, whatever, any of that word you want to use. The second thing when manifesting is to put ourselves in a state of be willing. And when we say be willing, that is coming from ourselves, that we are willing to dive in and do the work of whatever is necessary to do the actual manifesting. Oftentimes with new manifestors, they want to do the ritual and check the boxes and follow the moon and do all the wonderful things. And those are great and can help you manifest. But that's not really the real work of manifesting. The real work is being willing to remove the mindsets, patterns, and beliefs that might be blocking you from getting into full alignment with the thing that you're after. Which brings me to my third point, which is a skill that anyone can learn and develop. So your monkey mind, as soon as you want to manifest, it starts going crazy. It starts telling you now's not a good time. You don't have the money. You don't have the energy. You don't have this. You don't have that. You don't have the value, the worth, all those things. And it can be very defeating. It can be very exhausting. So what do you do about it? 4 steps that we need to learn that will improve any of our manifesting, even if you've been manifesting for a while. The first is to look. In order to be willing to do the work, what we want to call in is not quite in alignment, which is why it might be slow or not coming at all. So we have to look, and we're looking internally into the stories and patterns and beliefs that are going on underneath our awareness. We have to wake ourselves up. We have to be willing to wake ourselves up to places in our lives where we might be asleep. For example, if I want to manifest more money, then I have to be willing to look at my money beliefs, my money story, my money experiences. And we have like 96,000 thoughts a day, only 1% of which are we mostly aware of. And even that 1% that we're aware of are thoughts that we think repetitively. They're not new. And that's thoughts that you've had yesterday that are coming in to today. So we're just living from the past, repeating our thoughts, repeating our behaviors that has grown over time into our identity. And the rest of it is going underneath the surface, and we're not catching it, we're not paying attention to it. If you want things to manifest and grow and be different, we have to be willing to take the time to see what's flowing underneath that we have previously just gone by unchecked, right? We've let it go by unchecked. So we have to be willing to look. And then that's just the act of directing your attention. Next, second skill that you can develop is be willing to see. Can you sit for 5-10 minutes and think about the thing that you want to manifest, and then allow yourself to observe? No judgment, no criticism, no story, no nothing. Just allow yourself to observe, what are these other thoughts? Get out a notebook and write it down. It will take energy. Your monkey mind and the border will try to distract you, will try to send you away and tell you that you don't need to do this and this is a waste of your time. But I encourage you, if you are really looking to manifest, get out a notebook and a pen and paper, whatever you do it on a pen and paper, not on the computer. There's a mind-body connection that is more powerful to do it this way. And set a timer for 10 minutes and pay attention. For all the thoughts that you actually catch, you could then multiply that by however many minutes there are in the day or hours in the day, and that will give you a good idea of how much just about this topic that you want to manifest on is going on underneath the surface. The more awareness we have, the more we bring our attention, where attention goes, energy goes. The minute we start to do that, we can recoup a lot of energy that could be used to manifest our desires, instead of creating a drag on our systems, because this is all past stuff that doesn't matter anyways. Why is it past stuff? Because the body and the mind are keeping track of everything that happened in the past. So if we want to replace that and manifest something new, we have to be able to see it so we can get rid of it. And now that brings me to the third point, which is after you draw your attention and look, and you're willing to actually see what's going on, the third step is to tell the truth. Truth is different from honesty in this case. Truth will give you breathing room and it will allow you to feel opened up. Honesty can sometimes re-trigger you and get you even more upset. What's the difference? Honesty is about, this is how I feel, this is my story, this is my truth. We say this like that, but really there's a lot of underlying emotional charges that go with being honest. Truth in this context is just the facts. There's no story. We're just looking for metrics. For example, if I want to create a better savings plan, then what I might say truthfully is that I spent so much money on this object or this experience, and I spent so much money on this object or this experience, and that was X amount of money more than was my budget. There's no story about whether or not I'm a good person for doing that or shaming myself or any of those things. It's just metrics. It's just measurable information that I can use to have a starting point so that I can create step number 4, which is authentic, authentic aligned action, so that I can put myself in better alignment with the thing I'm trying to manifest. And I'm saying authentic action as step number 4 because it's wonderful to have these insights. To notice these thoughts, to notice this metrics and data and information. But manifesting is about doing and making things happen. So if I don't take this information and do something with it, then I'm never going to be able to manifest, not the way that I want to. So after let's recap. We have this great idea. It's in the metaphysical plane. It's moving fast because it's like air and ether, and we want to bring it down into the earth, right? We want to bring it into physicality. We're going to get stuck at the border. We have to be aware that that's going to happen no matter how many times you have been manifesting. All manifestations must check in at the border. The border is going to always attempt to dissuade you, stop you, set you off track, tell you now's not a good time. We don't need to fight the border. We need to just acknowledge that the border is a place along this journey and then have a skill and a strategy of how to work with it and move beyond it and not get stopped there. And that is look, see, tell the truth, and then make aligned action. When we incorporate all these pieces, our manifestations will start to happen in a lot more fluid, easy, and masterful manner. So let me know in the comments below, how's your manifestation going? And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and the notifications so you can catch me in the next one. And I will see you in the next one.